Hello, Fightful Faithful. It's a Tuesday, and on Tuesdays we talk about NXT. So there.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink, but on Tuesdays, we talk about NXT, and we do it on the Sour Grabs post show here on Fightful YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. It is 11/11, so happy Veterans Day. Make a wish. And happy birthday to my dad. Happy birthday, Papa Elizabeth. For without him, I wouldn't be here. So that is what goes on. He says, joyfully celebrating another trip around the sun. Couldn't do it out without my supporters. Of course, Miss Elizabeth, my two lovely daughters, Mrs. Elizabeth, my mom, two lovely daughters and their brother, J.W. Pringle. So that's from my dad. Happy birthday to my dad. Alex decided yesterday dad puns in the chat. So sitcom dads and stuff, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely doing dad puns, but they threatened tonight to derail all of that because one of the matches was inexplicably sponsored by Panda Express. And so I was thinking panda puns, and the top one was Bamboo Bigelow. And I think Bamboo Bigelow is such a good pun that nobody could possibly match it. So we should just go back to being dad puns.
Yeah, that's also kind of like, there'll be a couple of jokes about Kevin Owens, but I don't know how deep the well runs on panda puns.
Well, I don't care how deep it runs. Nobody's beating Bamboo Bigelow. So we're listen. I think dad puns has got to take it. So we're doing Papa puns for Papa Elizabeth. For Papa Paul.
I have a situation where my mom's birthday is in mid-October, my sister's birthday is in early November, and my dad's birthday is today. So the run that we go on from mid-October to Thanksgiving is wild. But it's also awesome because I love my family and I get to see them a bunch. But happy birthday to like my whole family. And then I'm just hanging out here in May. That's when my birthday is. But get in your super chats and get in your Humper Chats at humperchats.com. Super chats would be great today because my internet's a little slow. It's extremely windy out. But the Streamlabs things takes it up. So if you must get in your Humper Chats, but if we could rock mostly with super chats, that would be helpful to us. But actually, we got Luis taking care of everything tonight. So support us however you choose. But the best way to support us, as always, is on FightfulSelect.com. Sean got some clarity around those recent Mark Shapiro comments regarding moving on and passing the torch past Vince era pay-per-views. Sounds like he wasn't so much like, we're getting WrestleMania, as much as he was, we don't need to revive Great Balls of Fire, for example. So a lot more comments and context for you on FightfulSelect.com. Probably a happy medium between Great Balls of Fire and the tentpole ones, but seems like the classics aren't going anywhere anytime soon. But plenty more on Fightful Select, including voting privileges for the Fightful Awards, which if you want to sponsor, you can email me at kate@fightful.com. What's so cool about the Fightful Awards is a couple of things. And this isn't even a plug. This is just the God's honest truth. It means so much to like me, and I know Sean because we've had conversations about it. But there are like we get supported by so many other creators, and it just like means a lot that the people who kind of often use our news or are in the space and trust us swing back around to give us some support. I don't know if Greg Cherry's in the chat right now, but there he is. He said happy birthday to my dad. He's one of them this year. We appreciate it. Matthew Hooks, of course, has been, I think this is his third year sponsoring. And it just like, I'm working on some stuff with some brands and stuff too. And NordVPN was our present sponsor last year. But I just think it's like the coolest thing in the world. And it means a lot to us that like, especially right now, people would spend their money on us and our award show. And then on top of that, every year so far, at least since I started helping out, we've had people donate spots, meaning like we just want to support Fightful, pick someone who can't afford it and highlight them, or pick a cause and highlight them. And I just think that's like the most special thing in the world about our community. So like I could come on here and I could tell you about how many views we get and all the value you are. And if you have questions, feel free to email me and I'm glad to do it. But like we got a couple emails today that they just make me smile. They make me light up when I see how much people are like pouring into the actual community that Fightful is. So it warms my heart when I see people that are like, we just want to support you and maybe people that can't afford it in times like this. Like we had someone that was like, I know this person can't afford it and I want them to be able to. And I just think that's the sweetest thing ever. So, however you choose to support us, whether it's just a thumbs up on this video, super chats, Fightful Awards, whatever, there's a lot of avenues that we accept your support and we're thankful for all of them. So yeah, let's get on with the show, Alex, because I'm feeling feisty, as emotional as I am up front on the show.
Feisty, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Great.
I'm sick of these kids with their tweeting fingers or their whatever coming online being like, it doesn't matter who wins or loses a wrestling match. It's driving me up a freaking wall, Alex.
Is that what's going on? I don't go on the media's social all that much anymore. Are the children tweeting about how it doesn't matter who wins wrestling matches?
I don't know why we sound so much like Dave Letterman at the top of the show, but we do. No, Sean was like, hey, you know what? Nikki Bella should probably not be on a 3-match losing streak headed into a title program.
Yeah.
And people lost their damn minds about that.
Wow.
Like Sean is a Nikki Bella hater as he is advocating for her to get more wins because Sean, Alex, I ask you this.
Yeah.
If the winner of a wrestling match doesn't matter, what is the point of holding the wrestling match? And the reason it got stuck in my craw was because we just talked about this and you know of anything, Alex. I am the world's biggest tater chip. I love tater.
Yeah.
I'm a tater chip with ridges, the whole 9 yards. Original with salt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like she hadn't won a singles match on TV in over a year. And I'm not saying everybody has to be riding some 20-match win streak going into a title match. No. But I don't think it's out of line because I know it's a form of entertainment. They remind us all the time that they're here to make movies, not boxing matches, Alex. They tell us that frequently. But it is sports entertainment. It is under the combat sports umbrella. And last time I checked, like the Blue Jays didn't get to Game 7 of the World Series by having a sub 500 record. Right. I don't think the worst MMA fighter in the world is getting title shots. So it's
not usually.
It drives me crazy when you cannot even say things like, not even that they need to be having multiple wins, just not losing their last 3 matches. Mm-hmm. It drives me up a wall. And not every story needs to be built off of some giant win streak, but for the love of God, can we get anything around here that's built off of wins and losses? It's just maddening. So that's why I'm feeling feisty today.
You know my feelings on the whole win-loss situation. So
As I was ranting, I did notice you have a friend on your shoulder, and it's not even a puppet.
Oh, this? You mean my luck dragon? I decided that the luck dragon would be on my shoulder today. For those of you not behind the paywall last night, an unboxing this is Falcor, my luck dragon. He's
the
wonderful.
Never-ending story.
Yeah, he's the never-ending story dragon. He's the luck dragon. He's Falcor. He's going to sit back here. I'm feeling very lucky tonight because Femi is back. I don't know how we've gone like almost 10 minutes into this broadcast without me geeking out over just the beginning of his music because the show went so long that they didn't even get to show us Femi coming out on the ramp. It was just who, and that was all we got. And I'm just like, okay, well, great. Now he's back. He's gonna beat Ricky Starks next week. He's gonna be the NXT world champion. Then he's gonna eliminate 29 guys in the Royal Rumble. He's gonna beat Cody at Mania. This is gonna be great. Everything's better now. Like, oh man, everything else sucks, but Obafemi's back, and so
no, it doesn't
not
actually.
everything
I
can
went
suck.
outside and everything looks like a Lisa Frank notebook. Everything is bright and beautiful because Obafemi's back.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Like just like iridescent dolphins jumping out of
That's it.
places.
It's out of not chemically induced but naturally occurring bright orange and pink water. It's great.
Yeah, that's right. It's great. It's wonderful. Hey, your Ricardo says happy level up day to Papa Paul. And JW Pringle says, Kate, you're not a tater chip, you're a Pringle.
Nah. Well, I mean, that is technically a potato chip, but I wouldn't have bridges.
But it's a specific kind of chip, you know?
It is my dad's level up day. He signed an Evolve contract.
Yeah.
My dad got WWE ID'd today, guys.
That's big. It's big. Tim
but he lost
says,
all the vowels in his name.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Kate, stop chopping onions. Happy birthday to Papa Paul. Can we talk about the PWI 250 instead of NXT? Let's be honest, nobody here really watches anyway. I mean, Obafemi's back, so you better start watching.
Obafemi was number 1 in the women's PWI 250.
I mean, listen. I'm all about the gals.
You guys want to talk list discourse before we get into?
I'm a feminist, and I believe that it's very important for the women to have their own list. However, there should just be a PWI 1, and it's Obafemi, and nobody else has to be on the list. It's just him. So
it would be so funny. The big reveal of the magazine cover that the Obafemi 500 is him.
The PWI 1 is just Obafemi.
It's just him. And that's the whole issue. So there's a few things when it comes to list discourse. One, oh my God, some people are just tremendous nerds out there because it's a list and you can just go make your own list. I do it all the time. Grocery lists. Mm-hmm. Lists that your kiss is on as I'm singing Hall & Oates. There's so many lists that you can make.
Yep.
But PWI honestly works very hard, and it's supposed to be like a talent spotlight, and it always turns into my favorite wasn't number 1, and so the list sucks. But their criteria tends to be, one, it follows kayfabe pretty closely. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if somebody is on a belt collector run, it's very likely they're going to win number 1. What I have put on my personal list, Io Sky above Tiffany Stratton, yeah, like I would have, but they go by like accomplishments of the year per wrestler.
Yeah.
And their evaluation period is also not the beginning of the year till now. So like people like Becky who didn't come back until way later aren't really eligible. Right. But I will say there are some really, really cool things of seeing like I was thinking about this and Victor Perry from the wrestling club tweeted the same, like, man, Mercedes and Naomi walked out and bet on themselves and now they're number 1 and number 9. And you look at things like that and I think that's so cool. You look at Maya World jumping like 100 spots or whatever, and that's so cool. Mm-hmm. So I always say, like, look at those lists and find talent that you're less familiar with and celebrate talent that you're like, oh yeah, they had a really big year and I forgot because it got kind of tucked away or whatever. Like I like the list days. I feel for the people at PWI. I know Kevin is a tremendously kind person and he just gets raked over the coals on these days, but they're meant to be a celebration of the very best in the industry. What's kind of cool is the only discourse around this that I saw that I really liked was like, are we at the point where we should maybe be expanding from 250 to women? I mean, that's double the work for them, so suckers. But like, we're at a point in women's wrestling where that's a conversation, and I think that's really cool because there were some great people that weren't on this list that probably should be, I say in air quotes, because it's a list. But like I think that's actually the coolest thing in the world, that like women's wrestling, I think most of the independent names that are like next up names are women by circumstance or happenstance rather. And I just think that's the coolest thing ever. Like that women's wrestling right now, I think is the best thing in WWE. two AEW women were in the top 2 slots in a promotion that wasn't off to the hottest start with women's wrestling for the first 3 years. And then the past 3 years has been on and off, right? So like what an incredible celebration of what women's wrestling is and can be. It's really special to see how far things have come, and there's still a lot of work to do, Julia's title reign, but like it's very exciting to see how much progress has been made in that time.
Yeah. Luis saying that the list was good this year, but Saya Kamatani should be number 2, but she was number 3. So like that's not really much of a nitpick. If like the person number 3 you thought should be number 2, Luis is just
it's the end of the world if you look online with people. And they'll all be mad about it until the tag team one comes out, and then they'll be mad about that.
Tom LaValle says, "Happy Veterans Day, y'all. Salute to all those who served, and shout out to my fave wrestling fathers, Daddy Magic and the patriarch Christian Cage." So we started out the night of NXT with Tatum coming out, doing her signature entrance, and then she gets a Tatum Tuesday chant, which is
I'm here for it.
All right. And
it should be Tater Tuesday, and we should all be eating baked potatoes during that time.
Like, listen, everyone should get everyone like go out to the merch stand, and everybody is eating French fries during any of her promos. Like somebody go to the merch stand and get like 10 orders of fries and pass them out to the whole area. And then it's just that's what it is. It's the spud section. Everybody sits in the spud section where everybody eats French fries.
TCU fan club or student section out. Spud section in.
That's right. So she basically is like, yeah, I'm so happy to be the champion, and it's like it's so great that I am just a little goth ball of sunshine, and everyone loves me so much, and I'm so happy to be champion, and it's so cool that I have a best friend who is plotting my demise as we speak, and 2 weird uncles who are very dark and foreboding behind me, and it is a really weird dynamic that so far is working because Tatum is making it work. But I don't know how much longer it can go with like, I just want to be everybody's friend. My best friend is actively plotting my demise, and these other 2 guys are like, no, you should be evil like the rest of us. And I'm like, eventually that's gonna tear the whole thing apart in a way that if you don't actually tear the group apart, it's gonna become untenable to watch. But Tatum's making it work. Izzy's trying to tell her, don't just give out title shots to anybody. Only people who deserve it should get title shots. So she's on Sean's side. And the only people who have at least a 3-match win streak should get a title shot.
Alex, not even a 3-match win streak, not a 3-match losing streak was all Sean was
Only
saying.
People who have won 1 out of their last 3 matches should get title shots. And Tatum's like, no, I really want to defend my title against Nikki Bella. And Izzy is like, no, that's really dumb. She doesn't deserve a title shot. And Tatum's like,
she doesn't even go here.
Nikki Bella absolutely deserves a title shot. And Izzy's like, no, she doesn't. And
you can look with Nikki, but you can't touch when it comes to the button that says you give them title shots.
Anyway, as she's starting to like acquiesce to Izzy's demands about her own title, Zacy Jane shows up and says, hey, I want my rematch. And don't you want to prove to everybody it wasn't a fluke when you beat me the first time? And Izzy's like, hey, JC doesn't deserve a title shot. I'm like, listen, if the woman who was just the champion, who lost the title because she accidentally punched you in the face, Izzy, instead of Tatum, doesn't deserve a rematch, so is the list of people, according to Izzy, who deserve a title shot, the same as my list, Oba Femi. That's it. Like, it's like, is that, or does she have a different single name on the list, and that name is Izzy Dame? Like, it's very odd to me that she would say she doesn't deserve it, but then Tatum says, I promise I will stop handing out title matches right after New York because, JC, I'm so thrilled to tell you that you get a title shot against me next week. And I'm all for for Tatum being a little goth ray of sunshine. But she doesn't have to be stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
she's a
hey,
little
JC, I'm so happy for you. You get a title shot against me. And you always cheat, so there's a very good chance that I'm going to lose. Yay! I just don't think that works.
I think it doesn't work also because we've seen her be too smart in the past. And we've also seen her, like, popping the heads off of dolls when she doesn't like someone. So I feel like this is too strong of a pivot in that direction. She is great. Like, she has an ease about her with a pretty ambitious character that not a lot of people can approach that way. I love that you were like, before I say something critical, I'm gonna say something nice so that Kate doesn't yell at me because I'm sick and I don't want to deal with it. So I appreciate that. This is actually so funny. I'm so glad Empty Psycho brought this up because I had the same thought. I was like, man, Lyra was around here all the time. And then she just evaporated when her friend won. She just disappeared into the night. I'm very much looking forward to Tatum Paxley versus Oba Femi. I think that match is going to be great down the line.
It's gonna hump.
I'm going to say, you know how when JC and Tater Chip faced each other, I was like, I don't like this angle because they're both running dissension angles within each other. Mm-hmm. To have 0 of them paid off at this time. I know they're rematching and it's a good chance something happens there. But I was like, I don't want to sit around and see like, oh, which one's going to do it. And the answer is neither of them. Yeah. That doesn't work for me. I don't even want to say brother because I don't want to pay homage to a crappy person. But I agree with you. I will say, like, the one thing that's working for me with the culling is, like, obviously, I love my taters. And I think Izzy's really good in this role. I don't know if, like, I don't think it's been booked great. And I don't know how long this has legs-wise as a unit. But, like, I think Izzy kind of found her groove here. And I think Tatum's really over and doing well with it. So I appreciate that about this, of, like, the two people who kind of needed to break out with this, that's working. Because, like, Nico Vance is mostly standing there menacingly. I feel like he is probably still working off screen quite a bit. And Sean Spears, I think we know what his role is in all of this. So the two people that needed to, like, kind of get something out of this, I think have fallen into their characters with this pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Backstage, we see the Vanity Project for the first time in months. Like, they were on a lot, like, multiple weeks in a row as, like, Ethan Page's faction that he was leading. And then they just disappeared back to Evolve. And I guess Jackson Drake is still Evolve champion somehow. Why hasn't Keanu Carver ripped that little boy's head off at some point in the intervening months? I don't know. I don't watch Evolve and never will. But it's so great that I'm gonna get to defend my title in New York and beat the hell out of Sean Legacy. And then here comes Ethan. They're like, "Hey boys, nice to see you. We'll catch up soon." And then they talk to Ava, talk some crap about Thea and the guy they can't name his name because if they do, he'll show up. And then Ava says to Alba, "You're going to face Thea Hale tonight." And I didn't know why Chelsea objected, but Ethan was like, no, that's good for us because... And he was doing such a good job not letting Ava hear what he said that the microphone didn't pick it up. And the closed caption lady, whoever she was no help. She gave up. She did not even attempt to tell me on Netflix what the hell was going on. So I don't know what the big plan was, but it ended up not working out for them anyway.
It did not work out for them. Man, I feel like a broken record, and everybody's known I loved Ethan Page since like before he even showed up here. So I don't want to come off as a grifter, Alex. But I gotta say, like, I think a lot of people are catching on to what I feel like I've been seeing for a really long time with this guy. Cause like comedy stuff, serious stuff, menacing stuff, leading a group on his own in a mixed tag. Like, I have long thought his versatility is his greatest strength. And I think they are wisely stretching that like in every direction. But he's just what's kind of cool is like Chelsea's such a scene stealer that he can match wits with her without pulling focus in a way. Like it's the Chelsea thing is working. But yeah, I was like, I don't know why it's good either, because I didn't hear that either.
Yeah. Apparently related to the Vanity Project, because I guess she was part of their deal on TV, but Zeta Steele got pulled from Big Event EXS this Saturday after the Fightful Select report this weekend.
Wait, are you saying that Fightful Select had the scoop that Zeta Steele might perhaps be being looked at by AEW after she announced that her WWE ID contract she was not going to pursue? I think it's actually very funny that WWE ID hit the reverse Uno card on AEW Dark with that one.
That's funny. So the ghost of Jacob Marley defeated a German guy in a lucha mask for the Speed title. And this was actually a fairly well put together little 5-minute shenanigans fest.
We're Marley and Marley.
With Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate at ringside trying to steal Jacob Marley's chains from him and then getting thrown out. Like Jacob Marley was taking the chains into the ring to hit Ludwig Kaiser with the chains. And Ludwig Kaiser's friends were like, don't do that. And the referee was like, hey, you don't stop him from cheating. That's not a lot. You guys are kicked out. Before they go, they help to Ludwig Kaiser to cheat by giving him the little piece of tinfoil that he pretends is a steel plate. And he's so bad at cheating in this match that the referee catches him, and he gets a black hole slam from Jacob Marley.
I had the same reaction where I was like, are speed matches no DQ? Like, why is like, listen, you two who are trying to prevent the interference, get out of here. Yeah. We kind of had this conversation already, but I think it applies here. Like, I do not like what El Grande Americano started as, and I have a lot of problems with its origins, and it's never going to be my favorite character. What Ludwig Kaiser has done with it, like, is significantly better than it was, but to me says he was like, I don't want to sound insulting, but when Imperium was like NXT and the early days on the main roster, I was like, he's the less impressive in-ring guy in Imperium, but he's really great at facial expressions and whatever. Seeing him take on this character, even though I don't really like it, I'm like, this guy is a character wrestler, though. Like, he was growing into this and when he was on the singles run and stuff, but I'm like, oh, they gave him a completely different thing, and he is knocking it out of the park. Like, you could do stuff with this guy that I didn't see in the early days of Imperium from a character standpoint. Like, he's really grown, and he's improved a lot in the ring as well. So I don't like it, but I'm like, he's committed to it with every cell of his body, and I think it's much better suited for him than Chad Gable, because that was like a sarcastic, insulting approach. But like, watching him work and enter and be this guy is like, it brought out a side of him that I didn't know he had. So that's about the only positive thing I can say for it, other than he's he's a really good wrestler too. I still don't like it, but it's significantly better in his hands than where it started, because he's moved it forward with in every aspect of it.
Right. It's still terrible, but it's better than what it was. Because I'm never letting go
Yeah.
of the fact like of where this came from and where it
No.
honestly where it still is. I mean, like he's pretending to be El Santo, I guess. Like because they keep talking about how he started wrestling in the 1930s. Like he's 100 years old. This is a made up thing that that everyone just talks about. I don't think anybody now on screen is being like, that's obviously not El Grande Americano. Such a person doesn't actually exist. This is a wrestler we know wearing a costume to do silly antics. The crowd seems to love it. You can say both things, and both things can be true. But they're just saying, no, this is El Grande Americano, a very famous elderly Mexican wrestler. But it's obviously not. I mean, like, you could look at him and say it's obviously not that. And
Sure.
that part of it I'm never going to get over, because it doesn't make any sense.
No, and it's going to get bad again when Chad Gable's able to come back. And I object to not only how insultingly horrific it started, but I also object to every other part of it. The Creeds not being on my screen, this being the use of Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne is actually moronic to me. So like there's nothing else that I like about it. But I because I was feisty at the beginning of the show, Alex, I chose to see positivity. And that that I think you could do more from a character standpoint with Ludwig Kaiser than I ever thought was possible with that guy. And I give him a lot of credit.
Right. I think if this was a different company and they were doing things in a different way, and everyone was acknowledging this lanky German fellow is pretending, he seems to believe that he is a famous luchador from 100 years ago. At least to like in a different company that could mine that for the right ways to be comedy. And wow, he got like this has happened in, I don't know, it's never works, but this has happened in a lot of different wrestling ways over the head over the years. Somebody takes a bump on the noggin and believes he's somebody else. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
you could absolutely see like Ludwig Kaiser got hit with a chair, and all of a sudden he starts speaking Spanish. You know what I mean? And he says, "I'm El Grande Americano," and you're like, "What?" And we still acknowledge, everyone else recognizes this man is having a psychotic episode, but the crowd seems to love it, and he's doing a great job, and he's winning all these matches. Who are we to say that he can't believe this is who he is? You know what I mean?
Sure.
We've asked him to get therapy, and he swears he will. He hasn't yet, but like, you could do a fun thing with it. Like, I absolutely believe you could, like, a Lucha Underground type thing could mine this for the right ways to make it into something fun,
sure,
and comedic. But this company doesn't do that with this kind of stuff. They just do it all for the wrong reasons.
No. And it started at the lowest common denominator.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And that's right. Like, Chad Gable's gonna come back, and we're all supposed to play along. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I'm not gonna like any of that. But I feel like with Jasper Troy, it makes me nervous that the prop of the chain is just going to overtake who he is as a wrestler. Like, sometimes when you aid, part of what works with something like Brass Knuckles is they're sneaky, right? Like, they're hidden somewhere or whatever. So not having that visual on screen, you're like, oh, you son of a bitch every time. Like,
Yep.
hey, I have this thing, and the sound effect of this thing plays when I walk. Like, it's gonna become one of those situations. I'm nervous for him that like the prop's just gonna overtake his entire character, and that I don't like because I think there is something there with this guy, and they obviously do too. It's all tricky, man. Like there's stuff with props that's really cool, and then there's stuff that just doesn't work, and it's developmental. So that's what they're there to figure out. But so far, my impression is it's like an overwhelming distraction more than like this aids me in helping win matches kind of thing.
Right, and the over reliance on the chain as part of his character is why I call Jasper Troy Jacob Marley, and will continue to
Well,
on this show until maybe they scale back on the whole chain thing.
The problem is, though, you love the Muppets and I love the Muppets, so getting rid of that nickname is going to be very, very difficult. Like that one's going to stick around for a minute.
I mean,
but Alex,
yeah,
I just, it's not just NXT speed matches that run a little too short. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hypothetically,
are you picking up what I'm putting down, Alex?
I am.
I'm just saying, like sometimes there's a lot of people that don't last as long as they want to, and it ain't always for a championship.
Right.
And they need a little bit of help from our dear friends at Blue Chew.
Have better sex with Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. These erection-enhancing tablets help men achieve stronger, longer, harder erections for sexual activities. Be ready when she needs it and get your first month at Blue Chew free. Great sex is just a few clicks away. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and shipped directly to your door. It's all online, no awkward in-person doctor's visits or pharmacy visits. Blue Chew won't stop till every man is bricked up like a brick house. And no little piggy is going to, well, I guess it's the big bad wolf that blows it down. Wolf, beaver, whatever. It ain't getting blown down. Something else will get blown. Make life easier by getting harder and discovering your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free when you use the promo code FIGHTFUL. Just pay $5 shipping. That's promo code FIGHTFUL. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring our podcast.
Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
What?
You switched friends that are on your shoulder.
What? No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Alex, there's an octopus right there.
Ah! See, I wanted to just, be very subtle about it and then see how long it took for the chat to notice. But you were like, no, let's ruin that bit right now. Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
Wait, hold on a second. How long do you think it was going to take people to notice that a rock device
a lot of
placed
people
on your shoulder?
I know a lot of people who watch this show on a second screen and very rarely pay attention to it, looking at it while they're playing video games or watching sports or something.
Well, listen to me, you sons of bitches.
Okay,
we
fine.
Should have your full attention all the time.
I love Luis has been gone from our. Yes, it's Dwayne the Rock Johnson as he's a rocktopus.
He's a rocktopus. There's only one though. We were hoping there would be many rocktopus. One LT photo noticed immediately.
Okay, good, great, good. I'm glad. Alex Pulowski thinks his fans are dimwits.
Sorry, Kate is right. We'll calm Alex down.
Okay, fine, cool, fine, great. See.
So full transparency, and Alex doesn't know this. This isn't a me bit. Oh damn it. Okay. We only had one sponsor tonight, so I was gonna play something very special for you guys. But I can't because it's not uploaded into StreamYard and the file is not mine. So I'll just give a shout out to this bit right now.
Okay.
If you guys aren't watching In the Weeds, one, strong recommend that you spend your mornings watching In the Weeds.
Mm-hmm.
This week, TNA is hosting this Mr. Elegance thing where they want someone to join your favorites, the fragrances.
Right. Yeah.
Jeremy Lambert has a video that is an entry to such a thing. Okay?
Oh, wow.
And Joel made it. It's like 3 minutes long, so I thought it was going to be comically long. It is unhinged is a great word for it.
Okay.
It is out of control. It is absolutely hilarious. 3 members of the Elegance brand have put over this video. They're loving Jeremy as Mr. Elegance.
Okay.
So I would encourage you to check out In the Weeds always. I was going to use that as a little promo for them because they're trying to make, a lot of people aren't necessarily aware that we have a sister channel, Fightful Overbooked, and that we have a morning show Mondays through Fridays. And I thought, what better way to introduce them to that than Mr. Elegance Jeremy Lambert with makeup on in this video, folks.
Wow.
But unfortunately, the video is not yet in StreamYard, but you can find it on socials media or on In the Weeds.
Good.
Monday through Fridays.
Nice.
You should send in chats requesting they play it 6 times in a row. That's what I would do with my money. For
sure. I see something here in the rundown that I missed was the Jasper promo. So I did not see the Jasper promo. Did Jasper have a promo?
Did Jasper have a promo?
There we go. We're skipping that. Backstage, Sean Legacy is with Ava. Hey, I can't wait to wrestle for the Evolve title. And it was like 15 seconds in the parking lot. I missed it. Sean Legacy is like, hey, Zaruka. Hey, Legacy. Oh my God, they know my name. Whatever. This is just weird
he's
stuff.
had multiple matches. This was a little cartoony.
Yeah, it was. But Soul is here to make sure Ava did see the doctor's note that she is cleared and that she will have her match against Mariah. Sorry, Blake, next week. And
both of them tonight.
Well, yeah, smart. So that's what this little segment was about. Thea and Joe Hendry had a segment backstage where he's like, she's like, thank you for giving me something to do that will allow them to put me on TV. And he's like, hey, well, no, thank you for agreeing to be my tag team partner. And we're going to be the mixed tag champions next week. Did you see his song that he released?
I did.
I guess it's not good enough to be on television, or can't get cleared because it's an obvious parody and they'd have to pay somebody.
I'm wondering if on short notice that would be an issue.
It's probably that one, but it's not great, and yet it's 1 trillion times better than anything he's done on NXT television. And I feel like you're gonna have to let him do something at least this good on TV at some point, if you're gonna keep talking about how he writes songs about people, because it was like a 6 out of 10 thing, but like everything else he's done has been 1 out of 10. So like this was it's a parody of American Pie, but it's Chelsea Got Pied is what the thing is about it. So yeah, there we go.
I also think like Alex giving it a 6 out of 10, the less critical fan probably thinks this is like an 8 or a 9. So like if you're in on the bit, you're probably gonna like that. Like it's not meant to be the world's cleverest thing.
His parody of "I'm Blue Dabba Dee Abba Da," but it's about Drew McIntyre is an 11 out of 10. Listen. I have criteria. You know what I mean? I've seen him do something in the past that's been tremendous. This felt like this is one of the most parodied songs in the American lexicon.
It's very fair.
So it was, and also the whole thing of that I know you haven't grown out of your 12-year-old boy phase, but I did when I was 13.
No.
I grew out of my 12-year-old boy phase. So just
You are no fun.
the simple entendre of Chelsea got pied. Get it? Is just I'm beyond that.
Did my Blue Chew segues not give away the fact that perhaps I had not outgrown my
I know
prepubescent boy humor?
you've been very obvious. You've been very obvious about it. So
the Zulruka segment of note too, like Zarya was like, well, we don't want you to come back too fast and like not be well enough to take on this title. And Sol was like, no, I'm cleared. I'm gonna be there. So like
I want you to be aware of the risk. And so like this obviously kayfabed injury that she had to do this little storyline, there's the danger of them kayfabing a much more horrible injury to her knee in this match. I feel like that's probably not the way they're gonna go, because it would be kind of weird unless she's like got a movie to go film or something. Why you would like write her off of television with a kayfabed giant knee injury?
We also don't fully know it's kayfabe, right? Like it might have been a she's banged up thing, but certainly not a long-term injury. I am ready to get the show on the damn road with these two.
Oh my god, please.
We're gonna talk about Thea and Joe Hendry a little bit later in the show. That like the program's not for me, but I'll say this about Thea. I think she gets this gimmick like maybe better than Joe Hendry does. Like there were points later, we'll talk about it more later, but there were times later in the show that I was like, oh, she like, when they were waving their hands side to side and her face just went, I was like, oh man, like she's got that part nailed down. So the pairing like works, but we'll
talk about it now. She's facing Alba Fire. She did more to put over Alba Fire, the former Kaylee Ray, than WWE has done in all these years.
Yeah.
And
she looked
the
great
match with
too. I thought Alba Fire looked awesome.
Yeah. When they're like, you're gonna lose this match in 20 seconds. She doesn't put forth the effort, because why would you? But when they're like, okay, you're gonna actually have a match here, and it is important to put over Thea Hale because that's part of her journey we need right now. And Alba's like, say no more. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna make sure that I put her through her paces. But she's going to come out looking, smelling like a rose, and this did exactly what it needed to do. They actually did a really good job putting together all of the outside the ring bullshit. That led to Chelsea trying to slap Joe Hendry, but ended up slapping Ethan Page. Thea Hale got taken out by Alba because she wasn't paying attention. Alba had a dive on her. The near fall on Thea right after she went back into the ring. But what I loved was the victory roll counter out of the Gory special. Was
very cool.
The Gory bomb was really well put together. So good for Thea getting the win here. Wrestling math will tell you they're probably not beating Chelsea and Ethan, but also the fact that they put the U.S. title on Chelsea the way they did tells you that they want very badly for both her and Ethan to be double champs. That's really important to them right now.
Ethan Riccaboni holding a title is extremely important.
There you go.
Sorry, I got distracted. I've obtained footage of Jeremy's ridiculous video,
Fantastic.
so we can play that in a little bit. But
all right, good.
Yeah, the match actually exceeded my expectations quite a bit. I really liked it. It was nice to see Alba Fire get to kind of like stretch her wrestling muscles a little bit. It was nice. Thea looked really good, and I think it's kind of funny that she is on NXT more now as she signed an Evolve contract than her entire comeback, it feels like. But the pairing works. You're right about the outside of the ring shenanigans. Like if it's gonna be obvious, at least make it good, and they made it really good. The sell of the slap I thought was fantastic. Like those two work really, really well together. So I'm more on this program than I thought I would be. But Thea took to this partnership extremely quickly. Like they are onto something. It was set up to be Ren, so I was like, ugh, don't do this. But if they're gonna do it, she's doing it well. So there you go.
Yeah. So, man, this is a hell of a plan by Javon and Leon Slater. Javon comes out of a meeting in some office and FaceTimes Leon Slater and says, "Hey, man, I'm sorry you couldn't be here, but hey, I want to let you know for the first time. No, you definitely don't know this because you don't watch the product. I'm facing Gunther in the first round of the Last Time Is Now tournament in Madison Square Garden. Also, I talked to Ava and I've got a big announcement. So I wish I could be there for the announcement. Oh, don't worry. I talked to the people in the truck, and you're gonna be on FaceTime for the announcement." And I was thinking to myself, man, what does Leon Slater got to do on a Tuesday? Like, the TNA's not doing anything. He can't be in Orlando. I mean, okay, fine. And he gets out there and he cuts the promo about how he and Leon Slater's up on the big Titantron, and they talk about, hey, we're gonna beat goofy ass Dark State for the NXT tag titles next week at Gold Rush. And here comes Fart State, Dork State, and they individually cut promos about how you suck and we're going to beat you up, and your best friend Leon isn't even here. You're an idiot, and we're going to beat you up. And then says, "Oh boy, I can't believe you're so stupid, Leon, come out." And so Leon was just sitting in the back, FaceTiming to set a trap so that they could be outnumbered 4-2 in a brawl. And yet it worked because of how dumb all of this is. But like you sprung a trap so that the two of you, who are much smaller than all four men that you are fighting against, could use the element of surprise to beat up Dork State, which is a great way for me to never take Dork State seriously ever. There are four of you, and two of them beat them up. Why doesn't the numbers game work? That isn't like this was so dumb. I guess this.
It's also not like everyone in Dark State is small dudes. You know what I mean? There's
Right,
some really big
exactly.
dudes in there.
Osiris Griffin
Javon
weighs as much as those two dudes put together. Come on.
Yeah. It is silly. And the plan was not like that clever. No offense to Javon and Leon Slater. Couple things. Leon Slater seems not English in the same way that Timothy Thatcher seems absolutely English. Like, it surprises me every time I hear Leon Slater talk. And watching this episode, man, Javon, just like the way he comes out, the way he talks, the way he connects with the crowd, I'm like, I don't know what this kid's doing in NXT. Tonight, I was looking at him and Jordan Grace like, I don't know what they're doing here. Like, these guys, and he has the match against Gunther and all this. Like, I get that. They're obviously like soft launching him to the main roster. But I just watching tonight, I was like, we're kind of just stalling. More so Jordan Grace than even Javon, but in a different way. But I'm like, this guy's he's just so ready. Like, just call him up because he's so ready.
I think there's a difference between Jordan Grace and Javon Evans, and the difference is simply 21 and however old Jordan Grace is.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I don't think that should be a defining reason, but to them it certainly is. Because if you can't be a world champion until you're 38, why would we bring up a 21-year-old? I mean, what can we possibly do with a 21-year-old? And so I think that I think he should be up on the main roster, like at the top of the card. Not maybe they're not the champion, but like doing amazing stuff at the top of the card, finding him the perfect tag partner where he can jump around and do all kinds of stuff and play face and peril. Like there's lots of stuff you could do with him, but to them it's like I don't. He's 21, like he's getting chopped out of the sky by Gunther on Monday. That's a major deal. You know what I mean? So far. He's the only member of NXT who's in this tournament. And he straight up said, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, people who aren't even here. So, like, it's possible one of the two mystery people for Friday and Monday that they drew names of but didn't say who it was because they're being coy. Possible one of them is an NXT person, but so far, he's the only dude who they thought well enough of to, like, put in this tournament at all.
He also just like undeniably has a connection with the main roster crowd immediately too. So like he came up, did that open challenge, and everyone was like, "This guy rules." Yeah. Jordan is 29. I'm going to say this carefully. Mm-hmm. I thought she was older because she's had such an established career for so long. Like that actually really puts in perspective to me how young she was when she was like carrying a lot of the TNA banner. That's actually really impressive and very, very cool. What boggles my mind about Jordan not being on the main roster is like they have no idea what to do with this women's US title. And like, I don't know. BFAB is getting a shot against Jade Cargill. Like they could use some help up there. No offense to BFAB, but like if you're asking me, would I rather see Jade Cargill versus Jordan Grace or BFAB? I'm going to say Jordan Grace.
When they decided to make Jade Cargill into AEW Jade Cargill, she can only wrestle 4-minute matches on Fridays. You know what I mean? Like that, so much of Jade Cargill's reign as TBS champion was like on Rampage 4 minutes or less
on the show that was edited, and
you know what I mean? Like so, like that's just that feels like, oh, we're just going to make her into that. So which is why BFAB gets the first match against her, and they decided when they were like, okay, we're going to put the U.S. title on Julia, who's one of the 10 best women's wrestlers in the world, bar none. You can say she's higher than that, but there's no worse than 10. She's amazing. We're going to have her defend the title twice, between June and November. And then in her third defense, she's going to lose in a minute and 40 seconds because Chelsea Green put her feet on the ropes. And that, so like they've decided and I love Chelsea Green, but let's not pretend like they're going to have Chelsea Green going out there doing everything that we know she can and is able to do to put on barn burners with people. She's going to be actively hiding from defending the title. Julia wasn't actively hiding from it. Chelsea will be trying to not defend the title for as long as she is the U.S. champion again.
Well, Alex, I don't know how much you know about Julia, but she's not very good. So they probably wanted to minimize her in ring. She's definitely not like a legendarily great wrestler. So
like, and Becky Lynch, who is the biggest star in women's wrestling for them over the past several years, and the best women's wrestler ever, Sports Illustrated says it. Like her main feud now is with Maxine Dupree. They've decided that the mid-card women's titles on the main roster are not for good wrestling. They could be, but they're not for good wrestling. That's not what we're trying to do with them. So Jordan Grace going up there, like, if they had a plan to like make Jade Cargill wrestle 11-minute matches, then sure, Jordan Grace could go up there and face her, but she's gonna wrestle squash matches. And yeah, send Jordan Grace up there and chase Chelsea Green, who figures out ways of not having to face Jordan Grace for 6 months, or Jordan Grace could wrestle actual matches in NXT. I mean, they've just decided they don't want to do anything good with the US title. So,
there was I've mentioned this before because I just loved this arc in Nigel and Danielson's like storied ROH history. There was a segment of it where the story was, if you want a shot at this title, you have to beat everybody that I've beaten. There's a very funny comedic way to do that with Chelsea, where it's like she's gone through the rest of the Herbis, and Chelsea's gotten like a couple sneaks wins over people, and Jordan just has to like eat through them, but like she can squash half of them, but then she has to have some competitive matches, and she finally gets a hold of Chelsea and wins. Like, would be such a fun twist on that idea.
It would be really funny if she held the belt for 4 months and never defended it, and Jordan Grace gets called up. You want a shot at the title? You've got to beat every woman that I've beat. You haven't beat anybody. I checked. Oh. Well, I'll see you next week then. Like, I don't know. Like, that could be fun. Dumb,
you know what?
fun.
We'll get back to NXT. I don't mean to derail, but that's what we do here. So get used to it, suckers. I'm feisty today, remember? No, on Friday night, me and Cresta were talking about it, and the chat was really split because everybody said the same thing. Of course we love Chelsea, but like, what did we do with Julia? Was like the overwhelming sentiment. And I don't know if you know this, Alex. Wrestling fans, not so big into the agreeing with each other unanimously thing. Right. And everybody had that same reaction. It was really it was very telling to me that was the case. But yes, when I say I want Javon and Jordan to go up, I would like the usage of them to also be good, which I understand is a huge ask in the current climate. Ivy Nile, where are you? I weep for you.
Yeah, like Miz and Mello have been doing stuff together since 2024. Like, that's how long Miz and Mello have been orbiting each other. Like, since December of 2024, maybe even earlier than that.
Sad. That makes me
so sad. So we're like, if Carmelo Hayes is on the main roster, and what they're doing, like, but they finally have him break up with the Miz, and now he's gonna feud with the Miz. Javon Evans comes up there and like, what's he like? What do you?
Now I don't even want Trick to go up yet. I'm like, just like, what's that Trick down here? Save yourself.
So there you go.
Since 2024, Carmelo Hayes can't get away from the freaking Miz.
I believe. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was just listening to one of our episodes from December of 2024, talking about Melo's up there messing around with the Miz, as like in passing, and I was like, really? Was it back then? So
grant me the serenity.
Luis says that Jordan Grace was my age when she won her first title. God damn, my shoulder just popped thinking about it, says Luis. Jordan Grace did get interviewed talking about Kalani, and Kalani's promo from last week, and had talking about how her name is basically synonymous with the Knockouts title. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's really weird that you left TNA to come to WWE. They signed you to a main roster contract, and while in NXT, you're going to go for the TNA Knockouts Championship. That doesn't make a lick of sense. So, like, none of it. No. So I liked her promo here and all that stuff. Her mentioning of Lei Ying Lee. Listen, I respect you, but you're just going to be collateral damage here, which feels like she's just there so that Jordan Grace doesn't get pinned by Kalani Jordan. Yeah, okay. But the fact is that they have the roster to do amazing things with those mid-card women's titles on the main roster. And they are deliberately choosing not to. So.
Don't they care about their PWI 500 ranking? Get these women some better programs. We paused this moment because I just wanted to say JW Pringle donated to his local food bank on behalf of Papa Paul Elizabeth, which is awesome for so many reasons, especially right now when affordability is an issue. But my parents also run a food pantry that is closing in on 4,000 pounds donated of food, which is amazing. Like they just put up a food pantry in their front yard facing the street and people have flocked to it. So that's really awesome and special. And just a reminder to everyone, my dad is here every week and does not only not watch NXT like most of our chat, he doesn't care about wrestling. He doesn't watch any wrestling, not on purpose, not intentionally.
Not unless you're forcing him to, because you take the big TV while you're going over there
their house. You know what I mean? So just a reminder that my dad rules. But thank you, JW Pringle, my dear brother. You're the best for doing that.
Yeah.
Kalani and Jordan Grace. I'm interested in the program. I'm not interested in this program. Like I want to see the match because I think in-ring wise it's going to be really cool. And Kalani looked more comfortable tonight, I feel like, than she did last week. I know she only had a backstage, but like she sounded like a person, which was good because sometimes she sounds like a pageant contestant when she's a face. Like it comes across a little artificial in that way. So I appreciated that. And I'm looking forward to the match. I just have no interest in seeing Jordan Grace fight for a title of the company that she left. That seems, I'm going to say it, silly.
Yeah.
Speaking of TNA, Alex.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Before I say, oh, okay. You know what? That's perfect.
Oh, didn't see you there. I'm in the weeds as Jeremy Lambert, and I hear you're looking for elegance. Mr. Elegance should know all about championships and supernatural forces.
Main channel mana, everybody, and here we go. God damn, that is such good shit. And I have been healed, everyone. The mana has healed my shoulder.
Mr. Elegance can't be afraid to get a little bit dirty.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Mr. Elegance must have a drive for this business.
Breaking everything. Monitor, no.
Mr. Elegance should be beautiful.
Mr. Elegance can't be afraid to jump in at a moment's notice.
Mr. Elegance, I'm
watching The Weeds, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time. I'm almost like, I gotta be honest, Jeremy may have committed to more stupid bits than us, and we're us. That was a lot. That wasn't, because that's an appetizer of the well of stupid bits that he's been doing here on Fightful for a long time. And we gotta tune it up, man. We're getting outpaced.
Yeah.
Jeremy from Mr. Elegance, go vote. Do your democratic duties.
Is he going to accept the 1-year contract with TNA?
I do.
If he wins?
Listen, maybe.
Wouldn't that be a conflict of interest with Fightful?
I think he just
find a new Jeremy?
Well, clearly based on that video, there's only one Jeremy.
That's what I'm saying. There's only one of those. We can't get a new one if he decides to abandon us for a year to go be a fragrance.
I think he just can't cover TNA. I think the rest he should be fine. My favorite part with that video is when he jumps off of his kid's playhouse to do the Hardy spot. Because he posted online, like, he texted his wife and was like, I'm going to jump off the roof of our house. And she was like, ... what? And she was like, oh, the playhouse, you idiot, or whatever. My goodness. We're going to talk to Sean about this. This is important. But anyway.
Yeah.
Jeremy from Mr. Elegance, go watch In the Weeds. I told them I would do a better job promoting it on the main channel. I don't know what better commercial there is than that.
None. The Kalani and Trick Williams backstage thing. She's just not a heel. Like, she's like,
I thought she felt more comfortable tonight.
I mean, well, okay, more comfortable than last week because there wasn't fans yelling at her. I get it, but like this, just like, I don't believe it. I don't believe any of it. I don't believe this is you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's fine. She's a baby face. You know what I mean? Like, you can give a little edge to her, but like this whole thing of like, I realize I only have to look out for myself. I'm like,
yeah,
I feel like Kalani is like the best friend of her friend group. Like, she never forgets her friends' birthdays. She always sends a get well card if a friend is feeling sick. She's the best version of all of that stuff. So the idea of her saying the words, I have to look out for myself and me only, it doesn't feel right because it's not coming from any place of reality to me. And that's great. It's wonderful that you are a good person, and such a good person that pretending to be a bad person feels forced.
It's bad.
The problem I have with it is the company that feels like they need to force people into, there's a little board where all the pegs go. And you don't need to force the round peg into the square hole. You don't. That round peg can go directly into the round slot and be perfect there. You feeling like you have to force everybody into places they don't belong is counterproductive, I think, to their growth overall.
I agree with giving her an edge. A Copeland, if you will.
Sure. Yeah, give her a cope.
And if she's going to be a heel, I don't think she's this heel. And I also think that, like, I have to look out for myself. I'm like, well, it's not like she was in a tag team or like fully looking out for a bunch of other people either. So that doesn't really fit. I thought she was better tonight, but I agree with you. Like, I don't think what's being written for her is necessarily who she is at all.
Right. So, okay. Even if they hadn't just done the bit that they did with Bailey, this Blake and Mariah thing.
Oh, I kind of liked it.
What on earth did you like about it?
I like that. I guess I also feel like if I have a consistent complaint and then you address it, I have to then respect that you addressed it. So I feel like from the beginning, I was like, this Sabrina Carpenter version of her is not this violent, sadistic version of her. And then it turned out, no, they're not. like they told me those are two different, basically, personalities. I didn't take this as similar to the Bailey thing. I took this more like I thought Duke Hansen did it better. And I'm sure I thought of it because I'm a Duke Hansen stan.
Yeah, no, it was much better when he did it. And it wasn't, yeah, so you talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like Bailey clearly has some sort of psychosis going on. I felt like this was a more metaphorical, like two versions of the same coin talking to themselves kind of thing.
Sure.
And I thought it was, I kind of liked it, and I like that it bridged the gap between like lovely, girly, femininity version, and I like that they said Mariah May, because I feel like that alludes to like there's is rooted in something, and I like it when things acknowledge that. So I didn't hate this at all. Like I kind of dug it, and I felt like Mariah did a good job. Blake did a good job. I'm always impressed when people can pull off a talking to yourself thing, because I would feel like that would be just very difficult. So I didn't mind this at all.
I think in a different context it would be pretty great. Honestly, I think she nailed it. I don't see how this fits into the program that they put on television, because this is not something that they do on this show. Like the Duke Hansen, Duke Hudson things that he did were A, better, B, original, and they were siloed into that one thing. They were self-contained, as opposed to part of an overall thing. Last week, she got a text while talking to Ava and said, "Oh, look, my better half asking me for an exclusive interview next week." And because of that, I was like, well, it's got to be somebody who is a heel and who already does interviews and stuff, because the context of last week would beg for there to be an actual interview with a person asking her questions, not a slickly produced split screen between two halves of Mariah / Blake. That doesn't fit within what you're doing with the absent any other context. A lot of things really work, but within the context, it feels like a panic move to address real complaints about the character you put her in when she first got here. Oh, well, now she's got this different side of her, the woman from hell. Well, let's show actually her in black with like darker lipstick, and she's acting differently while talking to the cutesy glamour version of her, like putting that on, like manifesting it in a way so literally is I think a cop-out from what you're trying to do, which is to say that she presents herself as this glamour person, but in the ring, like all of that can fall away at a moment's notice, and she becomes this murderer. Doing this thing just becomes like it's too facile. Like it again, absent all the other context, it's fine.
Sure.
It's a self-contained little scenelet that she put together, and very well by her. But as part of the whole thing, it just feels like it was. I don't know. I found myself sitting it going like, what? This isn't part of NXT. This isn't how NXT does things. And it didn't make any sense to me.
I understand where you're coming from with that. I like that it spoke to her trying to figure out what kind of champion she wanted to be. Because my initial thing when it started was like something should have pushed her to.
Right.
There's like the feud with Jordynne Grace, huge gap, and then this. If Jordan had pushed her to be questioning herself in that way, if this was even an artfully done reaction to something, I think that would have been better. Like we didn't get, it wasn't cause and reaction, right? But I like that it at least wasn't like I'm bad and I'm good. Like it was her interpreting like, I don't know if that's the kind of champion I want to be, and her being like, but this is the kind of champion you have to be if you want to hold on to this thing. Like I appreciated that about it. But I understand what you're saying, and I do feel like they tried so hard. I don't think they succeeded, but they told us this feud with Jordan was like bloodletting, right? And to the point where they had to get inside a cage with pink weapons and fight it out. Like if Mariah was like, I'm questioning where my lines are now because of what just happened with me and that woman.
Right.
Like, do I want it this bad? I think that has some more fluidity and continuity to it. But I understand what you're saying. I just appreciated that they like did a thing and that it addressed a thing that I've been complaining about a lot. So I can appreciate it for that.
Luis says this was their most productive promo since their debut, but that said, he says that I am right. And it feels like a lot of stuff on the show is being done for the sake of doing it without much of an overall direction. And then he says, was the person she was talking to more of a stand-in for Tony? Like that part of it? And I mean,
I saw some people saying that too. You know, I think like you've said a couple weeks, like this is also in a sense wrestling school, and I don't think Mariah needs to be like in wrestling school.
Yeah.
But I think they're trying to figure out who she is as a wrestler in WWE, and like sometimes doing stuff that's like this kind of out of left field or whatever is part of it, unfortunately.
I think that the problem I have with it is again, NXT doesn't do stuff like this. I agree with that. They do backstage skits and they do in-ring stuff. They don't do like slickly produced like these kind of things are not their forte. Other programs might do something more like this as more of an artsy thing, but it would be viewed as and discussed on the show as an artistic piece. This is something I put together to show off something artistic,
sure.
As opposed to, we now have an exclusive interview with Blake Monroe. Blake, and then coming out of it, wow, very interesting from Blake Monroe is not what this was. Like it was a cool little acting exercise, well shot, well put together, but it wasn't a hard-hitting interview with Blake Monroe.
That I agree with. And I'll also say, like, I actually don't know if there's a way to do this, and I don't know if it's something a wrestling show would attempt to do. But like, this sounds weird to say, but it was almost too bare bones in that I feel like the glamour side of her should have had the cutesy Sabrina Carpenter I Dream of Jeannie stuff rather than just the sitting down. But maybe not. Maybe that's like the vulnerability would be foregone then.
I think it would be
know.
Pretty cool if you could have figured out a way to do it where it's like a mirror in the middle and a vanity on each side and kind of spin the camera around to show like on one side she's talking to herself in the mirror. I mean, that's also asking it to be even more highly produced than it was. But like the idea of her talking to herself in the mirror, showing both sides of it. And at one point, like you could focus on from what point of view she's talking to the other. Maybe that makes it, it wouldn't
cool.
Alleviate the problem that I have with it, which is just it doesn't belong on this show, but it would have been maybe more telling of who this one was. Anyway,
I get you.
Her versus I don't think there's any chance that Soul gets the title back from Mariah this fast.
No, especially with the Zarya split stuff looming out there.
I hope Zarya wins the speed title just because they've done so little with Zarya. But I feel like they both have to lose so they can blame each other for what happened or whatever. I don't know. I think Zarya wins, Soul loses, and then Soul turns heel by saying, okay, you won me my title back, give it to me. And I don't want that at all. So, like, there's a whole bunch of things that seem bad. But even going back to what you were saying with after Jordynne Grace loses this match with Kalani and Lei Ying Lee, wouldn't she come after Blake since they had the feud, but she beat Blake and now Blake is the North American champion? Like she won the feud. And then Blake was like, I think I should have a shot at the North American Championship. That was the next step after she lost the feud to Jordynne Grace. A lot of things don't make a lot of sense.
Well, I mean, it's probably Sean Ross Sapp's fault. She'd probably have to gain, 8 to 10 wins before she ever got a shot at the title. Because
maybe she should lose 3 matches in a row and then she should. There was the last speed title tournament thing was Fallon Henley versus Skylar Ray, who won the second season of LFG and is double waving girl. She is like there was more of that than there needed to be, so much so that it was you could actually watch Lainey Reed sitting in the corner, waiting for the match to start, just doing this. Because it was just Skylar Ray does this. And I'm like, okay, we get it. She's a former
little
cheerleader.
Kid energy.
It's a former cheerleader. So she comes out with one pom-pom and she gives it away to somebody in the front row. And then she does the double wave. A lot of double waving. And she seemed fine in this, but I don't think anybody thought she was going to win. I feel like it's weird to debut her in this thing with we don't have any context for her other than she won LFG. You all watch LFG, don't you? And I'm like, no. And she comes out. I mean, like a cheerleader gimmick in 2025 feels. You know what I mean? Like Julia Hart wasn't this much of a cheerleader back in the day. You know what I mean?
I was going to say Lexus King is right there, though.
It felt a bit much for no other context. It was just, hey, this cheerleader won LFG, and my immediate thought is, how bad was the second season of LFG? If not that she was a bad wrestler, but this is the character that won the second season of LFG.
I don't know this, but I don't know if LFG has characters. I think it's who learns on the fly the best more than it's but I don't know.
We have to if they're not teaching people not only how to do flat back bumps, but also how to be a wrestler. And the prize is you get a contract with WWE. If that's the show, we're going to have to hold intervention with SP3 and get him to stop watching this crap. Because this is counterproductive to everything that we stand for.
Well,
come on.
You'll take the C-suite away out of SP3's cold dead hands, first of all. But I think just for his little jingle, more than anything. But I don't know. But I feel like you learn, but I don't know if we see a ton of you as this character in wrestling matches. I think it's more skills and tricks and tests kind of thing. It's until you get later into it. But I don't watch the show. The only thing I've seen from the show proactively was Gunther just making everybody look sad and bad.
Yeah, so this is Skylar Ray is her first time appearing under that name. She was Danny something on the show.
Yes.
It's very funny that her name is Skylar Ray. I used to have Kylie Ray, whose character was basically this, right? Just really peppy and big smiles, and if she wasn't double waving, it was the same basic energy. It was Kylie Ray, and then it was now Skylar Ray. They fired one while she was pregnant, and they brought in this other one, gave her a name that sounded a lot like that name. They don't have a whole
and
lot
not
of
that far from Summer Rae, and not
True.
that far from Skylar Grey, who was on many an Eminem song as the featured artist, including Stan. So
right.
maybe she also has like a haunting voice.
Perhaps. So after this, when Fallon wins with a famouser or whatever she calls it, the hoedown, I think is what she calls it. Jamie's like, well, look at that. Now I'm going to win the title back from Tatum, and you're going to win the speed title. And Lainey says, and I have an idea of my own. And I was like, what other titles are? And then we see before the main event, which I'll talk about when we get to it, but I'm going to talk about this part now. It was we see Miles Bourne with Ava, and then I'll talk about that part when we get to it. But Ren is in there with Kendall Gray, and she talks to Miles Bourne for a second, and Kendall's like, "Hey, you're not going back to the NQCC, are you?" No. Ren QCC is great, but I think we need another member. Yes, because if there's only two of you, that's a tag team and not a faction. But let's think of who it should be, and let's do a mind meld. And Ren, who is great at this, like puts her temple up to Kendall Gray's forehead and goes. And Kendall, who is not great at this, stands there like, this lady put her temple on my forehead. What's going on? Because Kendall is a no-nonsense suplex machine. And Ren is what Ren is. So I do question if they're just trying to like, hey, let's try and loosen up Kendall. And this is like sink or swim with loosening up. And we will see. But then here comes Lainey. Hey, Kendall. And then she slaps her, and then they have a big pull apart. So it's Lainey Reed versus Kendall Gray for the Evolve Women's Championship on the second week of Gold Rush.
Big week for slapping people really hard. I'll say that. The whole Chelsea Ethan thing, this. I don't love when they're like, you know what's better than one odd couple pairing with Zolruka? When that ends, we'll just have Ren and Kendall ready to go. I don't think it's going that far, but that was the vibe I got tonight. Ren is hysterical. Like she's locked in. She knows what she's doing out there. But yeah, that's what happened. You're correct about that. We'll see where it goes.
Tavion Heights defeated Josh Briggs. I don't
know why commentary was so surprised by that. They were like, what an upset. And I was like, huh?
That is the least about commentary during this match that I have a problem with. Like, it was just Booker screaming contradictory things. Listen, well, you got to do it when you do it like this. You got to do it like this. But Booker, I know I said do it like that when you got to do it like that. You got to do it like that. But you got to do it like this. He's impossible. He's just impossible. He was talking about Briggs, how Briggs has been here for 5 years. He's really got to do something so that he, where's he going? What's he doing? And then he says, wow, he's in a great position. He's so great, and he's a locker room leader. He's been here for 5 years. He's a locker room leader. That's a really good thing. But you were just saying it was a bad thing that he was here for 5 years. And Vic pointed that out, and he just goes, blah, 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 blah. None of it made any sense whatsoever. And then he says that if Tavion Heights were to beat Josh Briggs, it would undoubtedly be the biggest win of his young career. And he'd already beat the sitting North American champion like 6 weeks ago. You know what I mean? He is so bad. So bad.
I know you're not a big I Think You Should Leave fan, and I think you only watched season 1, and season 1's not very good. But there's a sketch in season 3 where
3 seasons of that now?
There are.
God.
The last stretch of the last season is so funny. But there's a sketch that I really like where Robinson is like, he's setting up this like political show of like, and if you challenge me, I go in for the kill. And if you start to win, I scroll on my phone. And he just keeps talking about how he's going to scroll on his phone. And you see them debating and he just slouches and scrolls on his phone. That's kind of what I felt like Booker T turned into tonight. Every time Vic Joseph challenged him on anything, except instead of comedically scrolling on his phone and making a weird face, he just kind of was like, I don't know. So, you know, not great. It's never my thing, but even if you're of the belief that it's like a bit, I don't like it when it overtakes the match at all. Like,
really
commentary should always be a soundtrack to a match, not overpower the match. So that is really annoying, especially when this was a match that I was like, this is a pretty good match. Like, Tavion Heights is great. Josh Briggs is really, really solid. And they were like, what a shock upset. And I was like, not really, no. This is exactly how I thought it was going to go. And even from a kayfabe perspective, this isn't like it's not a scrappy underdog Tavion Heights here. What are we doing?
Briggs is 2 inches taller and 20 pounds heavier. It's a huge upset. It's a huge upset. That's all you got to know about is which is the bigger man.
David and Goliath.
And that's it, man. That's it. But Tavion wins with a big belly to belly and pins him, and I guess that's it. I mean, I don't know what else you get out of this.
Yeah, Tavion Heights needs to be on a path to something. Like his character demands it, I think. Yeah. And he's really good, and I don't want him to get lost in the shuffle. And it's not like the men's division is so stacked. Like, when I think that they let go of Wesley recently, I'm like, why would you do that? This division is thin. So, but match was good. Tavion Heights is like, he's very, very fun to watch in the ring. Very, very.
Yeah, he's very good. Like, you've got to give that guy a direction now. So before the main event, I agree. There was a scene in the trainer's room where Ricky's getting taped up, and Tatum is like, I just want everybody to have good, to have all the opportunities, and Ricky's like, yeah, I mean, Trick Williams doesn't deserve an opportunity, but I wanted to kick his ass, so I'm going to do that. And then in comes Izzy and the culling to like gently get Tatum the hell out of there, and eventually they have to like literally drag her out of there in mid conversation. And then Ricky says, "Yeah, she's weird, but I could dig it." All right.
He digs crazy chicks, apparently. That's what I thought.
Crazy chicks, I suppose.
I also loved her being taken away and being like, no, it's important that he hears this. Mm-hmm. Ricky is just natural, even in these weird situations.
I do think now with the ending of this, he says, hey, before I forget, I wanted to tell you, I just saw, and she pulls him away. No, he's important. He hears this. I think we were supposed to feel like she was trying to tell him that she saw Femi was back.
Femi. Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
But because Ricky didn't be like, hey, no, wait, what were you going to say? He was like, wow, weird chicks are hot. Like, I didn't get that he cared what the thing she was trying to tell him was. But I think that was what she was trying to tell him.
I think you
Anyway.
clocked it, buddy.
I think I figured it out. Again, backstage before the main event, it's Miles Bourne standing next to Ava, and she's like, "Hey, Miles, listen, I just would really I was hoping that you maybe wouldn't get involved in the match. I mean, I know it's no DQ and everything, and maybe you just didn't get involved." And he says, "Trick hit me with a chair." Like he's got a receipt coming. Yeah, I know, but could you just not tonight in this match though? And he doesn't say yes or no, and he ends up leaving. It's like, but could you please not though? You are his boss. Tell him, I know you want to do this. If you interfere in this match tonight, you're suspended for a week without pay. You know what I mean? He's doesn't have a match on Gold Rush anyway. Tell him he's suspended for 2 weeks without pay. Like, tell him if you interfere in this match tonight, I can promise you will not be in the Iron Survivor match. Think about it. Don't be like, hey, could you please though? Could you not? I'll be your best friend.
Drove me crazy. I felt like this was a rib on Brian Alvarez because he's been so vocal about hating this direction for her. I didn't like especially that it went from authoritative to apologetic in the same segment because she started off like, you can't do that. And then she was like, please don't. Like, it started like, I'm the boss around here, and then went to, it would be really great, like, if you just wouldn't. Things like, don't do that. She can't be two different people 30 seconds apart. Come on. Make her Twitter Ava. Make her like a little shit poster type GM. That's all
I'm remembering now that after that last week she tweeted out about the notification that Mariah got on her phone. I saw it. I swear it was a DoorDash notification. And that makes sense because she didn't actually get a text from her better half because her better half is herself. So here we go. Ricky and Trick. Gosh, wouldn't it be great if they ever let anybody wrestle a match at full strength? Wouldn't that be wonderful? But no, we have to.
Nice if they could
we have to wrestle. Ricky St. Starks has to wrestle the entire match with 7 broken ribs. And so like he's fighting from underneath the entire time. That's the only way they do stuff. I wouldn't mind if like during the match, instead of having him take a lead pipe to the guts last week, have Trick do something in this match that then he has to fight against. He drops him across the steel steps, and that's how he hurts his ribs, as opposed to coming in with a big bullseye with the DDP Memorial rib tape. Like, this is a pet peeve of mine that has existed since I started watching wrestling. Anyway, the match is, I thought, fairly well put together, and I just kept looking at the clock, going, all right, what are we? And every time I thought, well, obviously Ricky is winning this. When's he going to do the big thing that knocks out Trick? Trick would do a big thing to Ricky, and I'd be like, is Trick winning this? We have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, they did a good job with that, honestly.
Like, they did a good job with that, except for the fact they had a big post-match angle, which they almost didn't get to at all. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They needed to leave 2 minutes for the post-match angle, and they did not. They left 12 seconds for the post-match angle. Going up into the stands, I was like, are you doing the thing that you did with Pete Dunne and Trick, where they go up to the top to the Raven's Nest and then fall off? No. But they did this really well placed Ricky hit a spear to knocking Trick off the front railing of the stuff behind the announce desk, knocked him through the announce desk. And to me, I've always thought that if you're both trying to get up, right? And one of you gets to your feet first, if you touch the other guy, that resets the count. Like once you grab the guy, that's the count's over. Like if he is if he is trying to get back to his feet and you shove him down, that starts the count over again.
That starts the count over. Yep. Yeah.
So Trick is trying to get back to his feet. Ricky's already on his feet, and he just pie faces Trick back down to the ground at 9. That's not fair. I was getting up and you shoved me back down. Now I have to get back up again. That's not how the match works. Anyway, that's how Trick lost. I would have just after he stumbles, after he hits the spear and they both go through the table. If the actual count was for both of them and Trick is not getting up because he's knocked out by going through the table at the angle he went through the table. If the drama is, will this be a double count out? Last man standing match? And it's not because Ricky pulls himself up on the apron at 9. That's your drama. That could be it there as opposed to get back down there. And the ref's like, that's 10. I don't think that's how that works. Yeah.
No, you're right. That should break the count. I will say, good match overall. Ricky is a great baby face. Trick did some really good stuff. The running knee off the steps, the running Trick knee off the steps to Ricky, I thought took him out. Like that was really good stuff. It was really good.
I think this was a very well wrestled last man standing match for the most part. But yeah, the shove at the end didn't make a lot of sense.
I didn't know like this side of Ricky as a face really existed. I saw some of him in NWA. We didn't really see this from him in AEW. Like it's actually kind of interesting to me to see how much range he has on this side. Cause like I always knew blistering face or heel, like blistering promo charisma Ricky, like in that way. Not that that's not here, but like the in-ring, I never viewed him as like underdogish, and he does well in those spots. And Trick did great in this too. He does well in stipulation matches. I feel like overall, like he really comes to life. Two of these guys that like we talked about it a little earlier in the show, so I don't want to harp on it too much. But it's like two guys that could be called up to the roster tomorrow. Two guys I don't know where they go on the main roster tomorrow. So I guess let them hang around here. But the Oba angle they did run out of time for. And I will say this is now the second last man standing match that the ending didn't dictate the blow off under the WWE umbrella, meaning that Aleister Black and wait, was that an equipment? No, that was the last man standing match between Aleister Black.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't a blow off on the main roster. And I feel like the point of a last man standing match is the last guy who's standing has his like dominant moment and then moves on to something else. Where here, Ricky got the best of Trick, but like coming out of it, the story is like Oba Femi's return here, right? So I just kind of feel like when you build to a stipulation like a last man standing match, that should be kind of where we go. However, very excited Oba Femi's back. This men's division continues to kind of be dominated by the same crop of guys, but they've got to build other people up to fill those spots, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you other than that.
Yeah. Anyway,
I genuinely, when Oba returned, my first thought was, I'm so excited for Alex. Like, instant reaction.
Ricky being like barely being able to like hold the title before we get dun, 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 dun. And like, oh, that's cool. And then it was like, we're desperately out of time. The tape machines are rolling. We'll see you next week, everybody. And I was like, okay, you
I
can't.
want
do
an announcer
that.
to go home on that. We're
I mean,
desperately out of time. Is a great sign-off
that is a
line.
literal quote from Tony Schiavone from the Nitro days.
Is it
We
really?
are desperately out of time is a thing he definitely said. I've heard him say that.
Oh, that's so great. I didn't know that. That's fantastic.
The tape machines are rolling is the thing he said the most. But yeah,
That I
Nitro
know.
was notorious for ending with 75 guys in the ring brawling, and him being like, "We are desperately out of time, but we'll see you on Sunday for the big pay-per-view. The tape machines are rolling. We'll tell you what happened next week."
I love that. I do tape
So,
machines. I didn't know that.
yeah. So I'm happy that I get to see Oba again. You know what I mean? It's been since September.
Of course.
I don't need him to take another loss to Ricky before he moves up. Like, debut him in the Rumble. Debut him at like 11 in the Rumble.
Yeah.
And he immediately eliminates everybody in the ring and stands there and waits for the next guy. And the next guy comes out like I don't know who it is. Some sniveling heel who's like, oh, and he comes out and chucks that dude. And he chucks out the next 4 or 5 people until another big dude comes out there with him. Like, really debut Oba Femi. I don't think I'm lucky enough for him to win the Rumble and then beat Cody at WrestleMania, but he absolutely could be a major debut in the Rumble. And to go from the 27th of September, nothing, all the way through the very end of January, we don't hear anything, and boom, he's on the main roster. He's a force. Like, that is something I kind of was thinking was not only what I like, but I thought was a very real possibility. To have him take 2 months, to have him take 6 weeks off, and then come back and lose to Ricky again, is the playbook they ran when he lost the North American title to Tony D. Like, he lost the title, he went away, came back, he got another shot at it, he lost it, and then he moved up to the world title. I don't think we need to have him lose to Ricky Saints again for him to move to the main roster. It's there for him, waiting. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
It was also a definitive loss. It was a clean loss.
Yeah.
Ricky just beat him. So, not a lot there. Yeah, I think he retires Cena. And then I think he wins Royal Rumble. And then he wins the title from Cody. And then he throws CM Punk to the moon, but he takes his title first. And then he answers Ilya Dragunov's open challenge. It unifies every belt they have.
When Cena said there's going to be NXT versus main roster exhibitions at Saturday Night's Main Event, my first thought was, well, you could debut Oba there. Figure out who he's facing in that and debut him there. There was an odd little thing where they said that they're doing a tour of the Midwest this weekend. Like Green Bay, Minneapolis, somewhere else, Chicago maybe. And they showed who's going to be on that tour. Like Grayson Waller is going to be on the tour, Lyra's going to be on the tour, along with all the top people from NXT. And Sheamus is going to be on the tour. But they didn't, because it would have spoiled things. They didn't have a picture of Oba Femi among the roster. If they're doing Sheamus versus Oba at Saturday Night's Main Event, and they're working each other during this little tour to get ready for it, like Sheamus is the perfect dude for
Agreed.
Oba to hit Oba as hard as he can, and Oba wins in like 8 minutes. Because you're putting over Oba, but Sheamus gets to hit a brogue kick on him, and he kicks out of the brogue kick. Like something like that. If you do that as his main event, Saturday's main event exhibition thing to like introduce him to like the greater crowd, that's fine. However, it's still not impossible that he's in this tournament.
Sure.
And do I think that he would win it? No. Do I think he should? Yes. but it's possible he wins his first round match and gets taken out by the eventual winner of it. I mean, if he ends up losing to Gunther because Gunther out wrestles him, I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
I learned this trick from Cresta, how to make your camera unblurry. Oh, did I do it wrong? You have to be like a skincare girl on TikTok. Oh, it didn't work. I mean, I think the handwriting's pretty on the wall of Cena loses to Gunther in his last match in WWE, and then Gunther has the IC title back. And I kind of like that. I think you called that a few weeks ago, and I think that's a good direction. I think it would be cool if Sheamus was the one to beat Gunther. Maybe that's a Mania match. That could be really, really fun, honestly. That would be cool. Royal Rumble.
Keep saying Gunther's facing Brock. They keep saying that's the Brock match. They wanted to do it last year, and now they're doing it this year. I don't want that, which is why I'm like, yeah, how about Oba wins the tournament? Oba retires Cena.
That would rule.
It should be a young person who gets made forever by retiring Cena, and the first thing he does is beat John Cena, retire John Cena, and become the Intercontinental Champion. Like, I know I'm over the moon for Oba, but like objectively looking at him, looking at what he does, this is the kind of guy you really want to like push hard when he first goes up.
You almost have to.
There's no better way of doing that. There really isn't. You know what I mean?
You know, there's also like John Cena, like his big moment against Kurt Angle, right? Like, I feel like you have the chance to flip that script. And I feel like that's something Cena, from everything we know about his attitude of the business, that feels like a Cena move. I don't know if there's anyone I would want to see Gunther face less than Brock Lesnar, except for maybe like The Miz. But even The Miz, they pulled off an okay enough program.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of stuff that they were planning on doing when Seth was still the champion. I think CM Punk winning the Rumble was a major, major possibility. If not that, definitely winning the Elimination Chamber in Chicago.
Sure. Yeah.
To get the shot against Seth to win the title at WrestleMania. That's all gone now because Punk's already the champion. Are you taking the title off of him before February? That's possible. For him to win the Elimination Chamber and then go. They put the Elimination Chamber in Chicago so that Punk would win it. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I don't know what you do there. There's a lot of stuff, but like Oba's, man. I think Oba's one of those dudes who should be. I don't think it's even arguable that he should be, but I think he is like Triple H proof. Like, you can't put that guy on TV and not have the people go, who is that? Why is he not the champion? Like, that's just everything he exudes. So if you're going to put him on TV, sooner or later, the crowd's gonna be going crazy for him. So I don't know.
I think it's so weird to say this, but I feel like the fact that we haven't seen him actually makes me think that they know that's the case more, because they haven't been like, you know what? Like with Javon Evans, like throw him in an open challenge match. People are going to fall in love with him because of but he'll lose and it'll be fine. Like, I think they don't view Oba in that way, and they shouldn't. They should view him like Gunther. They should view him as this guy has a title 80% of the time that he's in this company, kind of thing. That just because the character calls for that, and the guy calls for that. So do it. Do the thing.
Ryan Cicchini says, Vic saying Oba coming back for one last reign is telling. I'd like Oba versus Sheamus at Cena's last show. Maybe, as one of the other NXT exhibitions, Sol Ruka versus Io as an exhibition.
Ooh.
What do y'all want to see?
matter.
Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley. If you're asking me what I want to
47
see,
times. I want the
if you ask
card.
me what I want to see, what I want to see is Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley. That's what I want to see.
I want to see just that match for the whole show, and then Cena's retirement. But just give me an hour and a half of Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley. I'm fine with that.
Unfortunately, it's going to be it's Cena versus the winner of the tournament. It's Punk versus Logan Paul, and it's whatever exhibition matches there are. So 3 of those.
The word I keep coming back to right now, and it's kind of across all American wrestling. Uninspired.
Oh.
Uninspired. There's a lot of stuff that's fine.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of inspired television right now.
So I get why they're making the night before Thanksgiving or the 2 days before Thanksgiving into it's the taped episode. It's people they feel people will be watching or whatever. But
Right.
all of the big matches currently are on night 1 of Gold Rush. Blake versus Soul.
Yes.
Team Canada versus the Believers. Dork State versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater, and Tatum versus JC. Week 2 is the TNA Knockouts World Title 3-way. It's Zarya versus Fallon for the women's speed title. It's the 2 Evolve titles. Oba coming back, and then Ricky not doing anything at Gold Rush seems odd. But I figure like it'll be an in-ring promo segment with him and Oba where they make the match for Deadline. It'll be Ricky versus Oba at Deadline, and then they'll figure something else out. But yeah, that should be interesting. Okay, let's get some puns. Well, first let's get Tom LaValle
Pun
says
time.
Happy Veterans Day, y'all. Salute to all those who served. Oh, we already read that. My fault. And then Adelia says, got home today from my trip to Rhode Island Comic-Con, where I got to meet Sting, Natalia, and Billy Gunn, among a lot of others. Exhausted and haven't watched wrestling in nearly 3 weeks. You picked a good 3 weeks to stop. Thanks to the SGS Discord for keeping me informed. Love y'all. That's very good.
We love you. I heard that Sting is just what an ego on that guy. What a jerk.
Jeez.
That's all you ever hear about that guy. Just tough to work with.
Yep.
Oh, I'm an icon. Relax, Sting.
And he's always out here talking about how he's best friends with RoboCop. Come on, man. Stop dropping names of celebrities that you know.
Yes, Sting. I love Surfer Sting, honestly. Who's my dude?
So, also some big news. Eddie Kingston announced this will be his last indie run. He will stop taking indie bookings by November of next year.
I'm not surprised, but I am, of course, saddened.
Eddie, though, this is the fun because peek behind the curtain. Luis types these things into the document, and I can see him typing them.
Yeah.
And some big news. Eddie Kingston announced this will be his last, and then he stopped typing for 20 seconds. Last what? Where's Eddie? Are you okay? What happened?
That's breath on earth.
His last year? His last match? What's going on? Oh,
so while we may be sad about it comparatively.
Oh God, it's so much. It's bad, but it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. He said I mistakenly typed INY instead of Indy. It's okay.
Okay. So, dad puns. Louisville says Philip Banks statement and Carl Winslow. Not Bam Bam Bigelow, but Carl Winslow.
Very nice.
Chris Pereira with a French one. Per Saturn.
Underrated
Rafael
Perry
Gar-
Saturn.
Rafael Garcia says Kenny Dadstra.
Very nice.
Jeremy Pringle says dad puns, Mrs. Papa Paul Elizabeth.
Aww. Like
Alan
Miss
Christopher
Elizabeth?
Pereira says Bully Ray Barone. I guess that was his last name in Ray Romano. Was he a dad in that? I never watched Everybody Loves. I never watched Everybody Loves Raymond. Not a single episode. Missed
What?
it, apparently.
My
What can I
God.
say? There's so much from like in certain years where I just had rehearsal literally every night of the week, and so there's so much TV that I just did not watch. Never got a chance to because I was always in rehearsal.
Alex, there's just like not a lot of shows out there about a family with
You're right.
mom who really runs things and a goofy dad. There's just not a lot of that out there.
And also like
You miss
wacky in-laws. That's a thing that is never on TV.
No.
I
Never saw
totally
it.
missed it. Got to go back and watch it. Prospera says El Hijo de Dr. Seaver Jr. It's a growing pains pun. And I do like that one a lot. Greg Cherry Brand says Father Figure 4, Daddison Rain, Prince Dada. Prince Dada.
Pereira. Back to back with bangers.
Coco Be Parent. Pops Rocks. Padre the Giant. He says love yins.
Love yins
Silver
too.
Apocalypse says Zaya Ling Ling. That's a panda pun. Dad Love. Sire William Regal. Jesse the Dad Bod Ventura, the new Father's Day. Yes, I forgot to mention it was the Thea Hale versus Alba Fire match was the Panda Express spotlight of the week. I looked
That's
up
correct.
while watching the match, and there was a giant Panda Express logo on the Titantron, and I was like, I haven't seen that before.
All right.
I mean, the fact that there are Slim
What's
Jim
nice with
tables
NXT
doesn't, like, you know.
I was going to say, like, NXT being developmental, they're getting wrestlers ready for just, like, the most overwrought and organic sponsorships possible. And I think that's sweet.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. There's a few jukeboxes. Orion Ben is very nice. He says, I would put a jukebox here, but I'm going to let Alex heal for 1 week.
Oh.
That's very nice of you. I'm going to try and get through these.
Not anybody else, though.
El Main Man Cybernetico. That's very good.
Nice.
Okay, so Rafael Garcia wants Darby to sing Basket Case by Green Day. Let's see if I can do Darby.
Did we miss Meet Norm's puns?
It's sick. Did we? I didn't. I thought I didn't see them. If they weren't put up there, then I didn't read them. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid or am I just stoned? Malachi Black. Thank you.
That was so much more melodic than normal.
They're in the puns. Oh, here we go. Norman says, the father of the son of a plumber. Father Jacket Time. Oba Poppy. Papa El Cerro Madres. The Godfather. Mower Hose Than Big Stoke. PIP Dad Break. Dadhausen. Thank you very much, Meet Normus.
Those are excellent. Thank you. The father of a son of a plumber is excellent.
Tom LaValle says, when is the Diet Mug Root Beer Dana Carvey match? That is a great joke from back in the day.
Iconic.
And Lieutenant Photo says maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Panda Express.
Oh, I love wearing Panda Express.
Okay, so Regal to sing Three Kobolds in a Trench Coat by Joe Cat. Okay. Late one night before the tavern keeper shut his door, a wobbly gentleman came in, his footing was unsure. Mustachioed and handsome, and his clothing touched the floor. He was no man at all, he was three kobolds in a trench coat. One's on the bottom, strong as he, two's in the middle, carrying three. Three is pretending not to be three kobolds in a trench coat. War games. That's interesting. I'll have to listen to the rest of that. Yeah. Tom LaValle wants Ricky Rainbow to read In Flanders Fields for Veterans Day. Normally Braun does poetry, but would be difficult on Alex's voice. So we're gonna do.
You guys are so considerate. Well, look,
Yeah.
it's not like Ricky Rainbow has to appear. You can't just summon him on demand. You know what I mean? It's a whole production with things. It's not
It's
Joe
me.
Henry,
I'm a little
can't
under the weather, baby.
Dusty.
The flu is going around up here in the rest of the heaven.
Those quarters. Yeah.
Everybody's
happens.
got the flu.
You got any
Anyway,
echinacea in those mango dangos up there?
yeah, we're doing echinacea daiquiris. They do not taste good, but they do help out.
I'm glad they help you out.
You know, I gotta make sure when Macho Man gets off at the next island we stop at that he picks up some Mucinex. Because I am in dire need of some Mucinex. That is anyway. It is hard. It is so hard times without Mucinex.
Oh,
all right,
boy.
All right. Well, I gotta go back to the great beyond.
Okay, feel better, Dusty.
Hello.
Ricky.
I think I caught whatever Dusty's got.
I think you caught whatever Joe Hendry's got because we said you name and you appeared. We believe in Ricky Rainbow.
All right, here we go. In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields the poppies blow between the crosses row on row. Did mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly. Scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow. Loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields. I'm assuming this is not the Flanders from The Simpsons.
I would think not.
It seems sadder than Oakley Dokley. It doesn't feel like it's the same
more
one.
Sincere, maybe. Your hair is all up in your face today, Ricky.
Yeah, no, the bangs are out of control this week.
If anyone knows the feeling, it's me.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like that's it. We've somehow got through this.
We did.
We'll be back next week for Gold Rush Part Uno.
Oh my God, you're so cultured.
I'm the most cultured. Maybe next week we'll have some Panda Express.
Ooh, okay.
To help with the product placement.
Yeah,
until then, keep cool, gabagoos.
Toodles.